Yo, yo, yo. Peace and black power to the family out there. This is your brother, Bro Rob, coming to y'all live tonight. And today, what I wanted to do was just kind of share my experience in New York. I had a good time overall. Um, man, I absolutely had a great time. I want to make sure that I say that out loud. Harlem was nice to your boy when I was up there. And you know what I'm saying, I went to all of your general spots up there. And I like I said, I had a great time. You know. Um at the end of the day, I know it'd be a lot of people having different opinions about New York and all of that, or different opinions about Chicago and all of that. Man, I would just say in general, uh, be slow to judge. I hear people saying all kind of crazy stuff about Chicago that I know not true. And have to spend a lot of time trying to, just break that spell of propaganda that we got over thinking negative about our own people. You know, and yeah, I made the trip this weekend up there to Harlem, New York for the Sonetta TV Awards. And I flew in on Thursday, got there at Thursday afternoon or whatever. And I stayed right there on Manhattan Avenue in a brownstone. It was right in between like 120th and 121st, right there on Manhattan Avenue. So I was right in the thick of things. You know what I mean? And man, I had a great time, man. The first night, I was telling everybody, on JT, the underrated darkness, yesterday and today, that my first night there, I ended up hooping with some guys up there at the Grant Projects, and you know, we was going up to 16. I would say that I scored about 10 of the 16 points or whatever, you know. And of course, our team won. I only played the one game. I ain't want guys to get too upset with me. You know what I mean? But yeah, this Chicago South Side kid went up there, gave them guys the business real quick. And I'ma start sharing my screen in a second. You know, I just wanted to pull up the chat and everything. So yeah, my first night I stayed there. I went up there and I hooped. Then the second night, you know, I went out and enjoyed a little bit of the nightlife. Wanted to get the vibe, you know what I'm saying? And man, Joe, just had a good time all the way around. So yeah, I'm about to pull up the pictures and start showing the screen in a second. But I definitely wanted to pull up the chat and see what it do, you know. But hoping that Uncle Suge was gonna be able to make it. I know he had told me that he had to work or whatever. I wanted to meet Suge, but I mean, son, I spit real hard that night. That man spit real hard, and it was, you know what I'm saying. So I bet now I got the chat up and everything. Peace Marquita, peace my main man Doug. You know what I'm saying. Peace to Gab Talk Media, and peace to my brother DS1. So here, let me go back to my little broadcast booth, so to speak. So I want to share this screen with y'all, so I can kind of show y'all what I was looking at when I was in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. All right. I was up there really see the Metropolitan Museum. That was one of my chief goals in going. I definitely wanted to see. Uh, Man, I'm not skipping. Am I coming through clearly? I'm not buffering. All right. I got too much stuff open. Go ahead and pull up. There you go. There you go. But yeah, man, with this, uh, oh man, brother, you guys talking that Aboriginal stuff. Yeah, I got the smoking gun. Y'all always talking about this visual evidence and all of this kind of stuff. Got it for you. You know I got it. You know what I'm saying? I promise you. It's not like I'm trying to destroy anybody with information. That's not my goal. That's not my goal. My goal is you with information. Is to make sure that I got the story straight. What is going on with my computer? Why it is running? There you go. I just want to start from the beginning. But I know a lot of the people that I mess with on YouTube, but y'all, my good brother DS1 and my good brother JT, both of y'all short. You know, you make my picture. Why I come through. Wanted to say shout out to my good brother Uncle Suge, man, and I'm definitely pulling for you and your daughter, man. Um, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we all pulling for you and for her, brother. You know. But here I'm about to get into my little photos. So of course I went to Sylvia's, and I ate breakfast and I ate dinner there. Both of them was good, good. The waitresses and everything, they were pleasant. They were nice to melanated sisters with pretty smiles and everything. And so I had a good. I want to go back the other way. So that I ate, of course, I ate at Sylvia's and then had to get on Linux. You know what I'm saying? That's the corner leading down to Sylvia's or whatever. So you can see that they named 126 after Miss Woods. And I was on Malcolm X Boulevard, Lenox Ave. You did. And felt like this right here was dope, bro. They had a monument to Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Now, for people who are not familiar with Adam Clayton Powell, please just go and do the research. But he was the hero of Harlem, and he stood up for black folks when it wasn't popular. But anyway, they memorialized this good brother in such a great way. So those are some specs from his life right there. At night it be lit up, you know. And here go a quote from him: "Press forward at all times, climbing toward that higher ground of the harmonious society that shapes the laws of men to the laws of God." Right? And you see, he got his little cape on. I mean, of course, it's a long jacket, but The way that he's standing up there, it looked like he a superhero. You know what I'm saying? And so I love the way they memorialized that brother. And I had to get that. I thought that was powerful. And it's right there on 125th. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so then this was also the first day that I got there. I went to a law school in Mecca, you know. And this is the school that Father Allah has started there in Harlem. I got some of the information of how it actually got started from one of the guys there. Me and him sat there and built for a second. Shout out to the God. Um, both of the guys that was there. And they had told me that you know, he didn't want to start and open a school like, that would be ran by the state. So that's why it was a program, what I'm saying, an outreach center, what I'm saying, and it was started through the Urban League. And that gate to my right, what I'm saying, but to the left of the building, right, they got a little urban garden in the back. So my country boy self, son of a country boy, went back there and was telling the guy, what I'm saying, well, give it, advising the guy on how to get a greater yield and all of this type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a powerful experience. You know what I'm saying? I just walked up and was taking a picture. Then the next thing the guy asked me, what I'm saying, if I wanted to step in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, I'm about to walk up in Father Law School, what I'm saying? And all I was really doing was being on some tourist stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, man. Harlem showed me some love right off the bat, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then, of course, you know, in the name of Allah and justice, you know what I'm saying? You got the Circle 7 there, and it's still there. We got to make sure that we support our brothers so that these institutions can stay, existing, and we can tell people about Father Allah, what I'm saying, Master Farad and Elijah Muhammad and Khalid, you know what I'm saying, Muhammad and Malcolm, and you know what I'm saying. We gotta be able to tell our own story, man. We can't let people monopolize our story. We gotta tell our own story, you know, you know. But then here go the start of me being at the museum with Brother Reggie. Now, I want to make sure that y'all understand something, right? I am slow to judge. I'm slow to judge. And so that's the window that I'm looking at this, right? And I hear people all the time talking about bro Reggie. He don't know what he talking about, this, that, and the third. I was around his brother and he was showing me this was the most thorough museum tour I have ever been on. Brother Reggie know his stuff backwards and forwards. He's done the field research. He sat at the foot of the master teachers. He's done it. So no, before you go to criticize anything that this man have to say, please head to New York with him so that you can understand the man that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, brother Rob, he just holding that man nuts. Man, you know what I'm saying? Damn, Joe. No, I'm just telling the truth. You know what I'm doing? I'm just telling the truth. This man is well versed in history and now all right, so what we looking at, this is some Greek, shout out to my brother Reggie, Greek, you know what I mean? And what I want y'all to do, like brother Reggie was saying to us, uh, in their art, you know what I'm saying? And how are they, look for women in their art. This is some Greek art, and of course, the Greeks were influenced by us, right? But here goes some Greek art. Right there go a map in the museum. You know what I'm saying? I did not realize how large the museum was. Chicago, we have three very good museums, but the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, it was massive, you know. But I appreciated the map because it oriented you to what you were looking at and what parts of the world it was coming from, you know. Um, this is the earliest form of writing to where they it is possible that they was rolling this over the top of some paper, you know what I'm saying, and could be impressed on some paper, right? But you know, I felt like, you know, it was dope, you know, and I'm looking at it, and that's from ancient Mesopotamia, earliest form of Greek writing, you know. There goes some more right there, right? You know, there go the, you know, reliefs or nothing, you know, and you can see, uh, you know, that is heavily Egyptian influence. You know, the relief is carved on the outside, not the inside of the brick. There we go again. Male, 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 male dominant, male dominant art, male dominant art. And while we was on the tour, let me just say out loud that the museum was full of Caucasians and Asians. You know, if you don't know your story, you can't know your glory, right? They in there, they looking at our story, you know. As you can see, it's all male dominated so far. But then you can also see, they call it sacred geometry. You know, symmetry is very important in nature, and that was captured in the art. And you can see one more time that it is lifted off, meaning that this is the first time in history, you know, art is like this on stone. And the process is very egregious, very difficult, you know, but you can see how detailed it is. Egyptian influenced, obviously, right? We still on Greece, but this is Greece. This is Greek art, right? But this is the carving of a Nubian. And you can see he got the monkey right there. He got some type of skins right here. He was a trader. And then he got the antelope right here. He was a trader. He was a Cushite trader, you know. Greek art. One more time. One more time. Mesopotamian. But you can see, there go the sun disk right there. Obviously, it's Egyptian influence. You know what I'm saying? The wings of Ma'at, you know, lotus flower, the balance, you know, the yin and the yang. You can see the balance. All of that Egyptian influence in the art, you know, sitting on the square. Wanted to make sure I point that out. Sometimes I be assuming that people, you know, do research and everything. I just want to point that out. You can see that this person is somebody of influence. They sitting on the square. They are smelling or inhaling the lotus flower right here. You can see it because of the lapels that that's the lotus flower. And then you got the balance, the yin and the yang, right? You know, to rock or to the, you know, however you wanna, you know, I don't want to get too deep all off into no argument. I'm just showing you and I'm just showing exactly what it is, right? All right, Curiform, that's some nerd stuff. I just like dates. I like dates when I'm doing research. I deal with dates. That's why I took some pictures of that. But only you can see, you know, that these are all reliefs. We don't see any women yet. Want to make sure that I'm pointing that out. You don't see any women. No women yet. No women. We still in Greece. No women. Black Panther right here. Left foot forward. This is where the idea of Black Panther come from. You can see the ears up there. That's Brother Reggie being very, very thorough. And I kicked it with the fam that went on the tour with us. You know what I'm saying? Kicked it with them. We ended up spending more time after the event. You know, they go the first woman. They go the first woman. But clearly, this is Greek art. Clearly, that's Greek. No African features. Clearly. This bowl is about 3,500 years old. You can see the figurines are still there. 3,500 years old, y'all. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. Look at that vase. I would want that in my house. I don't know about some people bougie, you know, but look at that vase. About 3,000 years old right here. These people knew what they were doing, right? But now we're about to start moving into this is West Africa. West Africa, right? That's what we're looking at right now. We was flowing through the museum. This is, pardon me, this was a little out of focus. I think somebody bumped into me or something. You know, West Africa. Let me see. How do I zoom? How do I zoom? Because I want to show y'all something. Yeah. Uh, and I need to go up. You see the little boy right there? You see him? You see the family? Chocolate wool off people. Little buddy looked like he could one of the shorties that I used to coach when I was coaching Little League. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? They look like they could be my family, you know? I'm just saying, right? Here, let me go back to the original picture. There we go. But I'm pointing that out for a reason. We in West Africa, right? Our ancestors, you know what I'm saying? My grandma, my mama's mama, she used to wilt, she used to sew quilts. This is a quilt from West Africa. Clearly, you can see that the tradition transferred over. This quilt tell a story. This quilt tell a story. You see? This is the moon and how it moves. You see this symbol right here? That symbol right there? These are moon patterns. Those are stars. This quilt tell a story. You see? This quilt tell a story. I ain't gonna be more detailed than that, but clearly you can see that it's a pattern, right? And it's repeated, right? And then there's some slight differences. If you pay attention long enough, look at the picture long enough, you'll see the slight differences, right? It's a history lesson in the quilt. Moving right along. Here go a mask from West Africa. That's human hair. Let's see what type of hair it is. West Africa. What type of hair is it? Let me get a little closer. Let me get a little closer. Where I'm at. Y'all see that hair, right? Natty dread hair. Natty dread hair. Natty dread man. Just want to make sure that I'm pointing it out. I'm pointing it out for a reason. Right? Pointing it out for a reason. You can see that is the staff that you see a lot of times in ancient Egypt, right there. Same design, you know. So I'm just talking about unity of culture. Unity of culture, very important. We share we share culture. Sitting on the square. These are the stools or the examples of the king's stools, right? you know, Gemini right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the symbol right there. But no matter what, it represents balance. It represents balance. And these are the examples of the stools. The stools was just more elaborate. This is what you would have for people to, when they sit in your crib and stuff like that. But this is West African. West African, excuse me. West African. This is it had three heads on it. You know what I'm saying? But West African, right? Obviously, during his life, this individual had great power. How I know that is because the feet are nailed down. So they was trying to contain the power. You see? And so that is just a I know this is from the Akan people. You gotta be because of the symbolism and the style, right? You know, the powerful individuals, the ankles, they bound, right? It was probably a chain in between there, but it then broke off, right? But you can see one more time, in life, if you're a powerful individual, we call it science and medicine. They called it magic back then, though. You know, they was trying to make sure that the power didn't run wild. So in death, they would ban your feet, right? Another West African mass. We still in West Africa, right? West Africa. Sort of similar to the Pope, ain't it? Moving right along. West Africa. You know, one more time, powerful individual. You see the feet, they bend it up. You see it? There you go. Still in West Africa. This is, if you look hard enough, you'll see it. Man, woman, and child. They go the man right there. They go the woman supporting them. They go the child being trained. Watering the horse. Got the water on his head. You know, here she is in support. Here he is leading. Man, woman, child. You know, see, but sometimes we be looking at stuff and don't see what we need to see because we don't know what we need to know, you know? But moving right along, because I got quite a few pictures. One more time. Uh Now I'm gonna start talking about the migration and how original people got around the world. You see this boat. I hope you can get a general idea of how long it is, because it's about 30 feet. I got another picture. I got another picture. It's the same boat. It's about 30 feet long. That's how they were seaworthy and able to get around in the Pacific. Oh man, I ain't mean to do that. Well, back in there. All right. Some more Greek pictures. I had missed it before, but you can see the pillar, right? You can see the pillar, and you can see them biting off the Sphinx right there at the top, right? Another picture of the same thing. It's a pillar, right? But quite not like a traditional Tekken. You know what I mean? Not quite. You see at the top, right? Some a little different. That's because they didn't understand what we was building. They didn't understand our science, right? But nonetheless, this piece is magnificent. That's all one piece of stone. You know what I'm saying? Except for the base, you know. But this is all one piece of stone, all carved together. Outstanding, right? More Greek art. I had to get the helmets right there. What I noticed was that uh them helmets, they wasn't that big. These had to be some pretty small men, you know, chest plate right there, and these guys have to be pretty small because that wouldn't have fit me, you know, that wouldn't have fit me, right? You can see the shields right here. You know what I'm saying? See them shields right there. Greek art again, right? And now we about to start moving into another. Let me see one more time. Let me see. We still this is now we talking about early pre-dynastic Egypt. And I'm gonna run through this, but see, you can see on the vase right there, that is Egypt pyramids before they built the pyramids. You see? Here, let me go back. The first two pieces that you see are women. There go a woman right there. There go a woman right there. First two pieces that you see are women. We honored our women, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Culturally, Africans, we honored our women, right? There go a man and his wife standing right next to each other. This is pre-dynastic Egypt. This is Narmer's Egypt, the first ruler of Egypt. This is Narmer. You know what I'm saying? There go a man, there go some wives right there. These the first pieces that you see. All right, nerd stuff right there for your boy. You know, this is the first piece of pottery that has an unk in it. That would be about 6,000 years old. You know, man, why y'all walking around with unks? Y'all phony, y'all this, y'all that. Man, if we want to wear something that represent our ancient culture, nothing wrong with it. That mean that person did a little reading. Maybe if you did a little reading, you probably wear you a unk shirt. You know what I'm saying? you know, because man, ain't nothing wrong with taking pride in your own story. And I just want to say out loud that bowl is 6,000 years old. I think if you put a little joy in it, you can use that motherfucker right now. Yes, sir. Look at it. Let me zoom in so you can see. So you can see. Look, look. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. 6,000 years old, right? Earliest form of writing in the world. You see that? Pictographs. 6,000 years old. In high detail. 6,000 years ago, we had the wherewithal to weave paper together. You can see the remnants under it underneath. They weave paper together 6,000 years ago. All right, man. Moving along, man. All right. These were beds. You can see that our ancestors was wanted to sleep off of the top of the ground. You know what I mean? So of course they laid they beds over the top of this. This is also the source of where high heels come from. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. That's in the form of a high heel shoe right there. One more time, look at the leg right there. You see it, but we slept up off the ground. We didn't sleep on the ground. We civilized people. We've been that from the beginning. We didn't sleep on the ground. This is significant. Look, they got the ball holes to make sure that it's solid. Pull the reeds through these little slots right here to make sure that your bed don't fall in. Do you see? This is high science. Look how detailed the hole is. The wood is still alive. You could probably lay a mattress over the top of it and sleep on it now. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. All right, so I ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time, but you know, of course, this is the model netta. You know what I'm saying? This is the model netta, and people can feel how they want to feel about ancient languages and learning it all. That ain't important and all of that kind of stuff. You know, but nonetheless, this is very, very impressive. There go a woman and her child right there. You know what I'm saying? Woman and her child right there. You can see, you know. And like I was telling y'all, in all them other cultures, you did not see women. You see women prominent in this culture though, right? So you know, man and his woman right there, awesome, awesome art. Pharaoh and his wife right there, right on his side. One more time with his divine left foot forward. You can see it. Man and his woman. Now I showed you thousands of years of Greek art, Persian art, Mesopotamian art. Where was they women at? The first two pieces that you see from ancient Egypt got women in it. Look at the brother and his wife right there. There they go. There they go. You see that? There go the brother. There go his wife. There go the brother. There go his wife. I'm looking for a clear picture of this Mentu Hotel. One of the brothers that came and civilized Egypt after the Hyksos had took over. There go the brother one more time, immortalized again, and you can see at the bottom, solid, solid. His right over his left, Wakanda forever. All is well to the good brothers out there. They know what I'm talking about, right? There go Horus right there. Clearly, you can see that these people are painted a certain color, right? It wasn't like they was going to the art store like, hey, give me some bronze. No, 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 no. When they was creating this art, right, they made the color to depict the people. They made the color to depict the people. This our story, y'all. This our story. Now, you see the little figurine. I'm about to blow your mind in a second. But you see it. This is not built by early you know, model model builders from nowadays. This is from roughly 5,500 years ago. This is the dig where they found those models. You see the models right there? You see the boats? This this is what when they broke into the tomb, this is what they found. A bunch of terracotta soldiers depicting the afterlife. Do y'all see this? This is what they found in the tomb. This is what they found in the tomb, right? Look at it now. The priest standing up. Here goes some brothers, they rowing. You know what I'm saying? The sister sitting down in the middle. Come on now. This is a place where they was taking care of the animals, cultivating the animals. Clearly, you can see that those are cows, right? Here go the slaughterhouse right next door to it. You can see what they doing. You can see what they doing. That's the slaughterhouse right there. Here go the meat hanging up and the skins hanging up right here. I showed you the picture of the dig. This is the grain house. This is where they was graining. where they was smashing it down, graining it down, bagging it up. Here go the brothers tracking stars. The best time. You see these three people sitting right here? When is the best time to plant? When is the best time to harvest? When is the best time to water it? When is the best time to bring in the bees? These people were using bees to cultivate their crops. You see? They want to be anything but an African. Look at what's going on. This is where they making the bread out of the grain right here. Awesome, man. Let me run through some of this stuff. Y'all can see it. What's going on? Why it ain't there? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. But you can see the reliefs. Come from a great people, great culture, great culture. All right? Y'all can see it. Great culture. Wait, let me go back to this other picture. Show y'all something. You see the arms right there for your car, right? And then here go the beetle with transformation, right? Regeneration, right? Your car. The reason why your arms like that, right? The baboons in the morning when the sun come up, they sit in the tree and they put their arms up and they embrace nature. They embrace the sun. Why do they do that, Brother Rob? The sun, right? They get in the highest point of the tree so that they can see the sun. They use the sun to cook the poisons that's in their stomach. And so they open their arms and let the sun hit their belly. And the heat from the sun supposedly cooks some of the stomach. Bald eagles, they do the same thing. If they eat something that don't set well with them, they go to the highest mountain and they lay on their back and they let the sun hit their stomach. You know, but for purity, right? And so that's what the idea of the ka. That's where it come from, right? But you can see Horus giving life to himself. Brothers, how do we give life to ourselves? By passing on our seed. That's why it's so important that we be fathers. Anyway, moving right along. Moving right along. You can see they chopped out the uh this would have been Osiris in the middle right here. This would have been a star in the middle right there. But clearly, man, this is awesome. Awesome. Seeing it with my own eyes, y'all. I was blew away, man. Blew away. And so when you see the table and with the bread right there, that's Hotep. Hotep for peace. You know, your brother, he come by and he chilling at your crib or whatever. You want a piece of bread, brother? Here go you a piece. Peace, brother. You see? But again, you can see this is our story. Clearly, they are depicting us in that. They couldn't go to the art store and say, give me some red, give me some bronze. They made that out of nature. Made it out of nature. And I was blew away, blew away, man. I'm kind of skipping through, because I took a lot of pictures while I was at the museum. Of course, I'm gonna use that when my students come in the September, so I can tell them about my trip. But you know, very powerful to me. You know, very powerful, right? Yes, sisters. Yes, I know the sisters was gonna like this. I had to take a picture of this. Of course, right here, these are some bowls that they use to break grain down in. Um, but this is your everyday jewelry for your everyday lady right here. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, this is right here is royal because of the size of it. But this is your everyday person jewelry right here. Everyday person right here. Sister girl had to have her some jewelry, fellas. Of course, that's Regal in the back right there, right? Here go the first lace front ever in the history of the world right here. First lace front, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, look at that, man. And we talking 5,000, 4,000 years old, still preserved, still looking good. You can sell it. Get that. You're not impressed? I was impressed. You know, we got a very powerful story. If we would only learn it, this is Nefertiti right here. Of course, they had to knock her head off, but you can see them lips. Hey, look, let me show you something. Let me show you something. That girl lip gloss still banging. Beautiful. You could tell that this lady was stunningly beautiful. The sisters is winning. The sisters is winning all the way around. Black, you know, this was right outside of the Dendora exhibit. So this is a story written in stone right here. Brother Reggie had broke something down so powerful to us while we was right here by this exhibit. I got to do some more research before I start speaking on it. But let me just say out loud that brother, one more time, shout out to Bro Reggie. This was one of the most thorough tours I've ever been on in my life. In my life. Dr. Esau was there as well, and we was able to ask him questions. He did a portion of the tour as well, especially when we was in West Africa. Dr. Issa took over, but Brother Reggie, man, the brother is super thorough, right? You know, go a story and song. I should have got a little closer. Um, but it's out in the open. It should be somewhere in a controlled environment. But you can see how it's rounded. That's perfectly rounded, y'all. And this is black granite. Man, trying to shape stone, you have no idea how hard it is unless you done did it before. It is not easy. It is not easy, and it's perfect. It's perfect, right? Here go a couple that was there, and what I'm saying, man, real chill group, what I'm saying, that we was with. What I'm saying? The brother was there with his queen, what I'm saying? I took a picture of the book because I'm going back. Definitely want to learn more about that particular story that Brother Reggie was sharing with us. You know what I'm saying? And now we ran, coming down to the end of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt wasn't about West Africa. It was in a whole other part of the museum, like Egypt, not in Africa. I don't understand it. But there go another picture of a wig right there. You know what I'm saying? And then these I think these were some clips or something like that. You know, clearly African. Look at the lips, look at the nose, cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? There go Ma'at right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, no. I'm sorry. That's a set. That's a set. Ma'at gonna have the feather. A set is gonna have over her head. I apologize about that. I didn't notice that until right now. All right. There goes Sekhmet right there. Yes, sir. I was blew away, man. But after the tour, We went over to the National Black Theater, you know what I'm saying, kicked it over there, you know what I'm saying, kicked it with my man What's New, you know what I'm saying. Me and that man had a good time together, you know what I'm saying, along with my guy Dig that I met out there, you know what I'm saying. And then we was chilling over here in Marcus Garvey Park. You know, brother Jabari made some excellent points during this debate. You know, that brother Herman Smalls, he is that big in real life. I mean, he is a really, really down to earth, super cool guy, super humble. You know what I'm saying? Um, but the Hebrew Israelites from Cali, they was out there trying to stand, you know, toe to toe with the master teacher Jabari right there. You know what I'm saying? And you see Divine Prospect. That's Black Ice TV right there with the red pants on. And go King Simon. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we was in Marcus Garvey Park building for a second, right? And then you can see Sonetta and Unc over there. And we out of God's TV. He was right there. Now, let me say out loud, right? You know, again, man, I went to Harlem this weekend. Met Sonetta, met all of the other brothers that be there and everything, right? No matter what you think of Sonetta, right? I was around the man for a couple of hours. I don't want to put no number on it. Let's just say that I was around him a significant period of time to be able to kind of get a gauge of what type of person he is, right? The whole time while I was around that man, I did not see him do one negative thing. I didn't hear him say anything reckless or out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? And that go for when we was chilling in Marcus Garvey Park, you know, from the time we was over there at the award show. He was working doing the award show. He was working. You know what I'm saying? And again, oh man, you holding this nuts, man. You just don't know. You just don't know. Look, man, you can't hide no shit like that. If you a bad person, that shit is going to show eventually. You cannot be somebody that you not. So if Sonetta was a bad person or had bad character or something like that, I would have seen it and I wouldn't have had no problem in telling the truth on that brother. Man, to me, I'm not a perfect man. I ain't perfect, but to me, the from the time that I spent and heard what this man was saying and how he was acting and all of that, man, Sonetta seemed like a genuine, down to earth, grinded out individual, fam. That man was working, working, working the whole time I seen him, Joe. He reminded me of like, you know what I'm saying, an older hustler from like the south side or west side of Chicago or something. You know what I mean? And the event, right? The event was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? The event was beautiful, man. The event was beautiful. Sister Segment, shout out to Sister our Empress Segment. You know what I'm saying? The sister came out, she had on a blue outfit at first. Next thing you know, the girl didn't change clothes. I'm like, man, I just love her energy, man. I love her passion, man. I wish we'd have had time to where I could have just sat down and chopped it up with her. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's just infectious. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell that the squad feed off her energy. You know what I mean? You could tell that people look up to Unc. You know what I mean? That man of respect the elder. You know what I'm saying? But the icing on the cake, G. The icing on the cake. Professor James Smalls was there, and he gave his blessing. Now, why would James Smalls do 60 years in the street fighting for our liberation, walking, you know what I'm saying, on the shoulders of other ancestors and doing all this work, working in Ghana, writing books, doing lectures, you know what I'm saying, putting down beefs and all of this. Why would he do all of that and then laugh aside? Man, at some point in time, we gotta have some respect for our elders. And I agree with that brother, man. Sonetta outdid itself. Let's think about the atmosphere in which he doing it in, right? We can't agree on nothing. We can't agree on nothing. We can't agree on where we from. We can't agree on what we call. We can't agree on what time is early, what time is late, who got the best plan for liberation, what's the best religion. We can't agree on nothing. And this brother, where like the symphony space, it should have been packed with everybody. It should have been packed, but of course it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because we just simply we won't work together. But anyway, that brother Sonetta kept pushing forward, and if nothing else, look at it for what is symbolized. For one night, for one night, we didn't have to ask nobody permission or look for nobody approval. We just honored ourselves. We honored ourselves. The vibe, it was all peace. I ain't never think at 1 second I was in danger. While I was in Harlem downtown on the train, eating at Sylvia's, eating at Jacob's. Shout out to Jacob's, man. Y'all got some good goddamn. Boy, that food was good as hell. You know what I'm saying? At Jacob's. But man, bro, if nothing else, just what that brother accomplished in the atmosphere that we working in. If nothing else, we just all came together, self-assured, in peace, with our disagreements and ideology and philosophy and history and all of these other different types of things. And for one night, sat down, kicked it with each other, act civil, clap for each other as they got awards in different categories and stuff like that. Enjoyed some music, enjoyed some food, enjoyed the vibe of Harlem, where the Harlem Renaissance took place, and Marcus Garvey was walking around, and Malcolm X was walking around, and John Henry Clark, and Dr. Ben, and all of these different people that did all this work. We walking in their footsteps. You know what I'm saying? And this unity conference was the first step. You know what I'm saying? It was the first step. Harriet Tubman, her husband, told her, girl, ain't nobody going back down south. What the hell I'm gonna go back down there and take a chance of going into slavery? That's why she got rid of his ass. That's why she left his ass. But here go the monument to Harriet Tubman in Harlem. It's right there on Nicholas Street and another couple of other. It's like a little triangle street right there. You know what I'm saying? Police station right there. You know what I mean? But they immortalized our sister Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was powerful as well. You know what I mean? And then here go my man right here. Now, as y'all can see, your boy, I was suited and booted, you know what I'm saying, and ready for the occasion. So that's me right there on your on the right, my left, you know what I'm saying? And then there go your man's right there, Connie's son. The man spit, man. The man got bars, man. I felt it. I felt it. But one more time, yes, I was ultra clean. You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure that I point that out. You know, as y'all can see, I got on my bow tie, you know what I'm saying, with my, light yellow shirt on, light yellow, blue and everything in my bow tie, you know what I'm saying, with my sky blue three-piece on, you know what I'm saying? I'm over the top of it, but yes, a vest come along with the very good looking suit that your brother was in, you know what I'm saying, with the laser beam lining. Oh, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know. Um, but yeah, that's where it was at. Backdrop was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That was Sanjetti right there, building with some brothers right there. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then they had the little thing down the street, you know what I mean, where everybody was taking pictures and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But man, it was a beautiful event, man. It was a beautiful event. And I just want to say out loud that I was very, very happy that I decided to go. You know, I could have stayed in Chicago. I had just had an event at my house on the 4th. You know what I'm saying? So I was tired, bro. Missed my first flight. You know what I'm saying? Was able to make the second one. You know, and man, I kicked it in NY, man. The next time I go though, I'ma definitely stay in Brooklyn. I'ma definitely stay in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I'ma definitely stay in Brooklyn. You know. But let me stop sharing the screen real quick. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream because I want to go over and try to catch my man DS1 on his interview and everything. So man, shout out to all of the people that was listening. Let me go over here to the chat. Shout out to people that came through and showed you got some love. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. Starting from the top. You know what I'm saying? Marquita, peace to you, Quinn. My man Doug Do Right. Gab Talk Media, DS1. Then my guy JT. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all coming through and showing your guy some love. You know what I'm saying? Gregory, peace and blessings to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings to you, man. Thank you for coming through tonight, brother. New Eric, man, my man T Duck, peace to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's my man's right there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and so yeah, that being said, I'm pretty much done now. But I appreciate everybody coming through, and until next time, I'm gonna be doing another build this week on the Great Pyramid of Giza. A lot of times, I feel like people they compare the Great Pyramid of Giza to other pyramids around the world. And obviously, that is not fair. It is the greatest architectural structure in the world, hands down. And I'm going to prove it with my presentation. So be looking out for that this week. I'm going to go live and I'm going to start making sure that I drop more content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to sign off here, but I appreciate everybody coming through tonight. And with that being said, God bless and good night.